In this video, I'm going to show you how to draw a ribbon and shade it. The first thing that you're going to want to draw is either an S or a backwards S, and you want to draw it kind of squashed, like this. Next, we're going to add something I call drip lines to the edges or the ends of our line that are going to go in an inward diagonal direction, like this. The next drip lines we're going to draw are going to be on the outermost corners or edges of the curves that you see here. Make sure you're touching the outer curve and going in an inward direction diagonally as well. Lastly, we're going to connect our drip lines. When you connect your drip lines, you want to draw a curve that echoes the curve on top. You can continue your drip line to touch the other drip line with dotted lines like this. You will do that to all of your curves so that all of your drip lines are connected. Now, we can erase the little dotted lines that are, quote, behind the ribbon so that we don't see them. Now that the outline of our ribbon is drawn, we're going to be adding some shading to make it look three-dimensional. But first, I'm going to show you how to draw a longer ribbon that might be going in different directions, because you're going to be putting one of these throughout your drawing. As you can see, my ribbon is now quite long, or it's going to be quite long. And now I'm going to add my drip lines like before at an inward diagonal direction. And now I'm going to add the drip lines to the outermost edges of my curve. Again, be careful not to put your drip line inside the curve or inward. You want to put it on the edge like this. Now we're going to connect the drip lines by drawing curved lines that echo the top curve line of the edges of the ribbon. As you're doing this, you want to try to make sure that you have the same space between the bottom edge of the ribbon and the top edge of the ribbon. Using dotted lines, you can connect your curve. The more ribbons you make, the less you will have to add the dotted lines that go behind the ribbon. That just takes practice. I'm connecting my last drip line together now, and now I can go back and I can erase the dotted lines. I'm erasing these because obviously you can't see them, and so therefore they are not needed. Now we're going to shade our ribbon. We're going to start in the inner curves of the ribbon because that is where the light does not hit and where shadow or dark value is created. I do this with a technique called scumbling. I scumble the edges inside that curve, as you can see, with little rotating motions with my pencil lead, pressing harder towards the inside of the ribbon and releasing the pressure as I go towards the out part of the ribbon or towards the edge of the ribbon. One thing that I can do is to rotate my sketchbook, like you just saw I did, and bring some strokes with my pencil out towards myself, like this. It's a little bit of a faster way to shade, but you must be careful that you don't get too sketchy of lines. If you want to blend this value, again, you may use a blending tool such as a stump or tortillon or a Kleenex. I go back and I try to make my values much smoother. Now I'm going to be working on the other curve And I'm going to shade outwards now to the right. I'm flicking my pencil outward like this so that my shading will go in the direction of my ribbon. Now I'm going to tackle this curve and apply the exact same method. I'm going to scumble around the edge first, and once I've scumbled around the edge and I have a little bit of a thickness of value, then I can start flicking my pencil outward again. Turning my sketchbook helps to bring it towards me. I find it easier for myself to flick my pencil out and get the shade in the direction of the ribbon. You will find a technique that works best for you. As you can see, my value isn't very smooth and blended, so I will have to go back and really work at that to make it a little bit more blended to where it goes gradually from dark to light, and there isn't a rapid change in the values. Again, you can use a stump or a tissue to blend that value a little bit more. Now I work on my last value. I'm scumbling, as you can see, again, circular motions with my pencil. If I need to go back and forth, I can. And again, you will find a method that works best for you, so long as your values are nice and smoothly blended. I would take one last look at my ribbon, correct any values that I need, but basically this is the way that you will draw and shade a ribbon.